nothing. That's it. I was almost blind. I went and had surgery on both sides. I'm doing good.
Oh,
But
okay.
but I'm nearsighted. They put these lenses. They make you more nearsighted than you are. You know.
Nearsighted means you can see close up, but you can't see far
I
away.
could, yeah, I could read the smallest print on anything. I was blind. I mean,
Yeah.
but I can't see. I can't read far from the computer. That's the only bad thing. I got to go get glasses for that. You know. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's just me or is everybody trying to fix this.
Pretty
Yeah.
brutal, man. So is that why you
Yeah,
were
it
out
is.
for, it looked like you were not that active on YouTube for past few months.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I got depressed because of that, because I didn't know what was going on. I got into different, sometimes one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I got depression too. And I was like, why am I going blind? I'm such a young guy. And I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I went, I got glasses a couple of times, and doctors are idiots. I'm so sorry to say that, man. They
That's
don't know
true.
nothing.
It's
You know,
true.
I'm almost blind. I go to the eye doctor. I go to the lens crafters doctor. They can see the cataract. I mean, they kept on giving me new glasses. I kept on spending money. And after that, I stopped the doctor. Yo, I can't see nothing.
Yeah.
But everything overall is good. You know.
Wow. So, well, hopefully you get past that depression because
Yeah,
you got
yeah. I'm
you
I'm
got your
I'm good.
kids and everything to take care of, man.
Yeah, thank God, I'm good. Thank God. You gotta have a good home, life, everything. Everything is good.
Nice.
Thank God. Yeah, yeah. Trying to fix like I'm too close. Oh,
Oh yeah, no, no. Back up, back. Make that thing go further
yeah.
away. You were perfect before. Go back, back, back. One more if you can. I think
Okay.
that's
No, I could
perfect.
go. I could go more. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Is
Go
it
if
good?
you
I
can
don't
go
need to.
if you can zoom out one more or two more, then it'd be even better. Go away, away, away. Further,
Yeah. Wait,
further.
hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. No, no. Sorry, guys.
No,
Okay,
it looks fine though, right? Like that. Just like that, you leave it.
you sure? Because I don't want to look bad.
No, no, you don't look bad. You just look bigger than me, which you
Yeah, I
are.
don't know. Yeah, that's what I don't want to overshadow the MC.
That's all right. Nice. That's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All
Sweet.
right. So how's everything good? What's going on? A lot of things are going on. What's going on with the boy?
My
What is he
boy Trump.
doing?
My boy
Yeah,
Trump. I'm I'm really excited about him. I don't know everything that's going on, and I don't like necessarily everyone whom he's picking. You know me, I'm not for all these
all,
women.
Z- not only the old Zionists, they're all pro-Israel. They're not pro-America. It's a pro-Zionist administration. That's first of all.
Can you be
And
pro-Zionist and pro-America?
you can't love two women at the same time. You understand? You can only love one. Don't be fooled. You could have an affair with another one.
Yeah.
You understand? But the whole idea is that and he's doing a lot of stuff, unnecessary stuff. I mean, let me show you how idiotic the administration is. And I supported Trump because not because of his policies, but only because of school curriculum. Because I
Y-
don't, a man or
Oh
woman, that's a
yeah.
good thing.
Right,
The
because
first thing,
he was not for the LGBT agenda.
yeah, it was the Democratic Party left their whole base to
Right.
chase the 0.1% of men who want to be women or women who want to be men.
Yeah.
Every day in the news, every day confrontation in schools. You don't need that. You
And
forgot to work
honestly,
in.
if you care about those people, you would
Yeah.
be for Trump because Trump is fair to them. He's not kissing up to them, honestly.
Not that it was like a gospel. I mean, they were pushing themselves on everybody on
Right.
schools. Okay, if you decided not to have kids because you want a different lifestyle, you have no right to teach my kids your lifestyle.
Exactly.
I'm going to teach my kids at home what I want to teach them. You understand? I
Yep.
don't need you. All I want my kids to go to school is read, the usual stuff, and I don't want nothing extra.
Yeah.
But the whole idea, to get back to our brother Trump, is let me tell you what he's doing wrong. Trump is all about symbolic,
Yes.
sign the thing. We're
Gulf of
gonna deport.
America.
Yeah, we're gonna deport 20 million people. Obama is the deporter in chief. He deported 3 million people. Nobody knew. Nobody even knew until he left. Until people started reading about it,
Yeah.
because he was doing it in silence. You understand? You don't need to be running around scaring people. Oh, look how evil he is. Look how evil. You don't need that. Just pick the people off the street and shut up. We don't need to take Dr. Phil around with you for what? And go all around, put on the news. Just go pick these people up. Now that everybody's hiding, nobody's answering their doors. You can't even pick 200 people a day now. You know that, right?
Wow.
Because everybody's teaching them. If you don't, if they knock, if you
They're
don't open the
warning them,
door,
huh? They're
Yeah,
warning,
but
hey, ICE is here. ICE is here. ICE
I
sighted
don't.
on 5th and
No,
Broadway.
no. As American, we have the Fourth Amendment right. You know, the right.
Oh,
You can't go into people's houses without
a
a court
warrant.
order.
Yeah.
This is the most beautiful thing we have. You
Unlawful,
know,
no
I love
unlawful search and seizure. The Fourth
right.
Amendment.
So what they did is now they don't answer the door, and if they answer the door, they say, "Show me the subpoena." What is it called? The warrant.
Yeah.
Is it signed by a judge? It has to be signed by a federal judge for people to enter their homes. So now they have an issue. They can't pick nobody up. They just pick it up as little much as people, and they're gonna run into a wall.
Mm-hmm.
The second situation is that the federal force, they're treating these people as criminals. These are our neighbors. These are people with mortgages, with car payments, with kids in school and college. The way they just letting this guy Musk running around, whether this idiot oligarch we have here, running around as if he's the king of America, mistreating Americans, talking to them, oh, you got to write your homework 5 times a week, tell us what you did all week.
That's
This
not
is silly
that. That's
stuff.
not that hard to do, though. You should be
Let me,
able to
t-
tell us what you've been up to.
let me tell you how smart the Democrats are. When Bill Clinton was president, he he laid off 350,000 federal workers. That almost more than a quarter million.
Wow.
We didn't hear nothing about, oh, we gotta get out. You have until Friday. They just they just cut off the workforce because they need to, and they
Yeah.
balanced the budget that year. It was the first time in American since it was balanced. The American budget
I've
was
heard that.
balanced.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I've
So
heard that. Yep.
no, it was balanced. The Congress was Republican anyway, so it was balanced
Okay.
because he enjoyed what he enjoyed the Cold War was over, so a lot of money was not being spent on the Cold War no more. And
Yep.
the second thing, he laid off 350,000 federal workers
Wow.
without any hoorays, without yelling and screaming, without scaring people and looking like you're an evil monster. Now what they're doing is, oh, we found 8 billion. It's all lies. They didn't find nothing. There's corruption, yes.
Uh-huh.
America, there's so much corruption, but America's so rich that we don't notice it.
How do you know that they
Exactly.
didn't find 8 billion? I've heard contradicting reports that it was
They
8
keep on, they,
billion. No, it was only 2 billion. 2 billion is plenty. That's a lot. That's good.
Yeah, well,
Two.
he's talk, yeah, no, there's corruption. I agree with you, but there's a
Yeah.
way there's a way to fight corruption in a smart way. You have IGs, you investigate, you put a real committee. You don't put a guy named Doge running around with sunglasses and that machine in his hand. What
The
is that?
chainsaw.
Yeah, that's just silly stuff. I mean, people gonna get upset at the end. You're gonna see it's gonna hurt the Republicans in the midterms because people. I know Trump.
Midterm midterms always suffer though. Midterms are always bad for the incumbent, right? Generally
Yeah, but if they
always.
yeah, but if they take over both,
Okay, so let
then
me tell you, let me push back on some of the stuff that you're saying.
okay, go ahead.
Uh, you said Obama did a lot of deportations and he did it quietly. The only people who knew about it, as I recall, were the activists who wanted him to stop all deportations and get rid of
Yeah.
ICE. Those were the activists who were pro illegal alien. I remember them complaining, oh, he's the deporter in chief.
Ayo.
Uh, but it's not as though he was really for America. And he had the media on his side. So did Bill Clinton. They loved
Yeah.
Bill Clinton. The media loved Barack Obama. And so they're not really going to blare the horn and fight against him. And a lot of what Trump is doing, I think is actually smart, and Elon Musk, is that they're selling the fact that we need to get rid of this government waste. And they're selling the fact that we need to deport these illegals and look at these people fighting against it, these sanctuary cities. So I agree with you. It's nice. It's good. It's very wise sometimes, a lot of the time, maybe most of the time, to be quiet about it. But
And
sometimes you got to sell it and bring
yeah,
a spotlight to it. Now it's on people's minds. Wow, there's government waste, and wow, these illegal aliens are a problem. So
yeah, see,
I can
I
I can agree with you that it might backfire because the people are so evil that they don't want it what's right for the country. But I think it's a good thing overall.
yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, Hake, with due respect, you're giving ammunition to the opposition.
Right.
When you look evil and mean, you're giving weapons. You're weaponizing your opposition. You're uniting your opposition on the streets. You're creating an opposition that you don't need. And all this savings. It's all lies. I mean, at the end of the day, they keep on changing their website. Oh, we saved, and then they go back, oh, and then they redo it. Uh, I agree with you. I don't want Musk to be involved in my government because we have a government. We elected officials. We don't need people that we didn't elect. Some guy from South Africa telling Americans to get out there and they don't have no more jobs, or they got to report to him. Who the hell is he? First of all, I'm an immigrant. I'm an American citizen, but I felt insulted that American citizens who work hard, who go every morning from 9 to 5 to work for their children, are told to put a homework, a 5 point, what they did the whole week, 2.3 million people. Who the hell is, well, this is authoritarianism.
That's
What's
not.
going on?
I don't find that so bad. What's wrong with giving a report what you did?
Not to him, to the government. He is nobody. We
But
have a
he's not
government.
nobody. He loves America. He's very prominent in America,
You
and
don't know what
Trump assigned him, and Trump
he,
has the
he,
right to do that. He's the president, right?
you know Steve Bannon, right? You like Steve Bannon?
Oh yeah, I do. I
I
don't
like
know
Steve
much
Bannon.
about him, but I know about him a bit.
No, Steve Bannon, I disagree with him on a lot of stuff, but I agree with him on Musk. He knows what's going on. There's a movement called techno-feudalism. Techno-feudalism is they don't believe in democracy. They believe in oligarchy. People rich.
Uh-huh.
There's a what they're doing is they are subverting the government of the United States. We have three branches of government right now, but the problem is we don't have no oversight. The Congress is not. Congress has its role. The president has his role. The jury has his role. We need to function as a country under our constitution to be functionable. We don't want to be a banana republic. Now you have Donald Trump. He's dismantling. What do you call it? What's that? Like the USAID, like stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Right.
This is Congress business. You don't have no right to do that
But it's
as
not
the
all
president.
Congress's business. I have to interrupt you because this is
You're the
the
co-
executive branch.
Yeah,
The
you're the coffee boy. What do you mean? That's what you are. They just you know what the president's job is? It's just to enforce the law made by Congress. He's the coffee boy of the three branches.
right.
But the problem, the Congress
But they
has
have a
been
bunch of
so
unelected coffee boys called USAID,
yeah, yeah.
called the Department of Homeland Security, called the DOJ. Those are all coffee boys too, but they're not elected. And so Trump is cleaning up the place because
Okay, yeah,
those people are
okay,
undermining him. Because
yeah,
he
yeah.
says how he wants to, he can get the coffee the way he sees fit on us within, he has some wiggle room on how he wants to get the coffee.
Yeah, you know why that? Because Congress is so corrupt and so fighting, they give away much of their power little by little
Right.
over the last 30, 50 years.
Yeah.
The president of the United States is the CEO of the company. He has to do what the board wants. Yes, he has ideas. It's
Yep.
okay to have ideas, and it has to be lawful ideas. He has some wiggle room, but not to dismantle. I can't get the word, man. Organizations that Congress funded and founded.
These
You could do it the
bureaucracies,
right way. Huh?
you're talking about these bureaucracies?
Yeah, you could get rid of them. The best way to do it is you have both houses. You don't need nobody right now. You go to the Congress, they pass, they say we don't need this no more. They go to the Senate, they pass it. Everybody's happy. You don't need to control. You don't need to create a constitutional crisis. That's what he's doing right now, and that's no good. What he's
Mm,
doing is that you see, the way when I talk like this, I know it sounds a little weird, but I come from a region where I've seen this happen, and it goes to a cliff, and the whole country fall apart. And once there's lawlessness in the street, and God forbid if the constitutional republic collapses in any way, then you have all these actors. You ever see that movie Mad Max with Tina Turner and I think what's his name, the
Mel
other guy?
Gibson?
Yeah.
I saw it.
Do you want America to be like that? Do you want America to have all these hills and all these enclaves? You got the New York City gorillas with guns running around, and you got the New York State gorillas protecting the highlands, and you have the Tennessee. America is a fragile country that, by the grace of God, was put together from one sea to another sea. You understand? It's a
Uh-huh.
continent. And we have all these people from all walk of life, even the original ones, the old Germans, Irish, English, French people. Nobody's an original, only the natives, and they're all alcoholics. And we turn them into alcoholics. So the whole idea is you have to respect institutions.
Shout out to the American Indians.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's what makes America a miracle. The the transfer of power peaceful. You know how hard it is for countries to do that? Other countries do that. You know how many people get killed and they can't do it? Just yeah. This is what it is. What I'm saying is that you could do all these things the lawful way without putting a scare, without looking like an evil monster that you're trying to overthrow the government. You don't need all these technocrats from Silicon Valley. They are no good. They are, you know, he gets $8 million a day.
Who's that?
Musk.
Musk from what?
From the subsidies from the United States government and contracts. Yeah.
But he's doing something.
He's the biggest corrupt. We got to get rid of him. You want to save money? You want to save money? You want to save money? Stop giving Israel $4 billion. Start giving Egypt. I'm going to go all the way. Stop giving $1.3 billion. That's where the money is. Instead of chasing John Doe or Joe Sixpack running around. Now these people you're laying off just like that and tell them to get out. Now you're gonna have.
But these people are enemies of America, and they're for that stuff too. They're for that foreign aid stuff too. These people that you're so scared of firing. These are not good people. I'm okay with looking at foreign aid and cutting that too, but we have to cut a lot of the social spending because the social spending is like 60-something% of the budget.
Yeah, but let me tell you what.
And a lot of that stuff is no good.
Let me give you an example. In Africa, at the turn of the 19th century, it was only 5% Christian, right?
Yeah.
Africa, right?
Okay.
So what happened is missionaries went, they bought rice and food and things like that. And Africa is almost 60% Christian now.
Mm-hmm.
So our foreign aid is like the carrot without the gun. What we do is we buy influence.
Yeah, but the Christians who went there, most of them were not subsidized by the government. There were like...
No, but what I'm saying is the idea. You're trying to convert people to America's side. Right now you have competition. The Chinese going to fill that vacuum right away. They don't mind. Then you don't complain when the Chinese take all over Africa. Say, we don't have no more influence.
So no, but I don't think
this is the carrot. Let me finish.
All right.
This is the carrot without the gun, because if you don't give them this carrot, then you're gonna end up you have to use the gun later. What we're doing is we're actually buying credibility, street credibility, and we're doing good. You have people. You know how many people George W. Bush saved lives from HIV. They give them medication. They need to, because if HIV becomes resistance in Africa, it's going to come to the States. You know, we live in a. I mean, we don't have to die on that hill. It's okay. We don't have to give nobody money. I agree with you. I mean, it's okay. But what I'm saying is that
this U.S. aid thing, I think you're following.
It's not a hill to die on. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff, they're not doing good things. They're like promoting the LGBT agenda in some of these foreign countries. So they're not. You don't fall for, just because they're do-gooders, that they're actually doing good.
Yeah, but you could surgically cut these parts of the program that you think that runs afoul of Americans' values.
I say you take a chainsaw to it and then do surgically put it back on if we cut something we need.
China's going to fill that vacuum. China's in South America. They build in dams. They build in places. You know,
but don't worry. I think that you're not seeing the wisdom of Trump and Elon Musk.
There is no wisdom. There's chaos.
Properly. You're calling it chaos, but it's a good kind of chaos.
But see, he's messing around with our allies in Europe. He's saying that the European Union was made to hurt America.
Yeah. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
I had never heard that before, but it makes so much sense. He said the EU, the European Union, was made to, sorry kids, but screw America. And he said it twice. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that. And I believe that, because I have never had a good impression of the European Union. And it's so bad that the UK did Brexit in 2016. Remember that?
Well, Brexit, the British wanted out. Not the British
they got out of the UK.
I know, but the British... You know, Britain is just an island. They have no money. We're propping them off. They're broke.
Oh, really?
You think they lost all that money they stole? Is like
I don't know. I don't know about that, but the point is, the EU has all these. They're a bunch of liberal LGBT agenda stuff. They're not good for America.
I'm an old guy, and before 2015, I didn't even know what transgenderism is
Right.
until I got into YouTube. Started
Yeah.
watching you guys the shows and all that. I'm like, what is that?
Yep.
And then if you say something, they take away your channel. This is how rough it became in the United States during those years. I agree with you
Right.
100% that social issues and values should be left to the parents to teach their kids.
Yep.
Government has no business in that corner of American lives.
And that's what Obamacare was about too. It pushed that type of stuff too. I heard.
Yeah, you see, they added that, but Obamacare was good. Let me tell you why Obamacare is good. I'll give you an example. Some states, they did not accept Obamacare, like give you, Georgia, right?
Uh-huh.
Georgia refused to take the expansion of Medicaid. Now, what happened? All the rural hospitals closed in Georgia. You know where people live in the outskirts of the states, like the white folks, right? Yeah, our white brothers and sisters, right?
Yep.
What happened is the majority of these hospitals depend on Medicaid payment because people have no money to pay for healthcare.
Yeah.
So what happened? All these hospitals have closed. You only got 4 rural hospitals in Georgia because they're closing because they have no funds. Now they're gonna gut Medicaid again. Then you're gonna close more. The people gonna get hurt is the people like opiate. The opiate crisis was getting under control because Medicaid allowed people to get treatment and Medicaid will pay for it. And these are all white kids that were dying 112 a day, 200 kids were dying a day. Young kids, these are. This is the future. That's why the white population did not grow the last census. They didn't grow. They lost
Right.
because you lost about 1 million people between the age of 17 and 45. These are the people who are making children.
Right.
They just died. You understand? Every year, 112, 120,000. It's all white American. Let's not lie to each other.
Right.
The opiate crisis is what crack was to the blacks in the 1980s and 90s. You understand? And what happened is the Sackler family, Jewish family from Ukraine, who had a grocery store, all of a sudden they decided they addicted America. They killed more than 500,000 people. They should be, by the way, they should be designated as a terrorist organization. If you're gonna designate the cartels in Mexico, start with these
With the
farmers
Sackler family because they're
yeah,
making opioids that people
they
abuse.
purposely sold it to rural areas, Kentucky, West Virginia, on purpose because those people who work with their hands, Americans will have pains, back pains,
Oh
arms,
yeah.
because they're in the mines all day, and they purposely planted these drugs in these. That's why you have the crisis
Where are
only
you
in that
getting
area of
this?
America.
I
Huh?
disavow this. I don't believe that. I don't believe that they. I mean, I did hear that. I don't believe that they
There's a
purposely
movie.
sold drugs, sold the opioid, targeted
There's a
opioids on those people to kill them off. They did it
no, no,
maybe because because they have a lot of more pain per capita, like you said, because
no,
of
but
their
they
work.
knew. No, but the problem is that when it began, it was okay. They were trying to get like for pain, but there
Uh-huh.
was an addictive. That was becoming addictive. They knew people were dying, and they would turn into heroin after they can't afford to get it. There's a movie called Dope Sick. It's like a documentary. It's a real movie.
Well, I
I mean,
disavow it because I don't know about it, man. But the point
I'm t
is,
you
okay,
don't need
okay,
this.
but
You just read Purdue Farmer and the opiate crisis in rural America. That's all you need to do. Just go to ChatGPT. It'll tell you everything. You
yeah, but that's
don't.
the liberal media. You can't believe everything that you hear. I get that the Sackler family may not necessarily have like Christian values. No company does
It's not
nowadays, not even
that.
the
It's
Christian values.
greed. No, I'm not
Right.
saying they did. I'm not saying they did it because they're Jewish. No, no, no. I just said that offhand. I'm saying that's corporate greed, and they knew.
But you're trying to call them terrorists or something like that, like the
Yeah, because
cartels.
if your company is responsible for the murder of 500,000
But
Americans
that's
because
not
they died of
murder. They're
overdose,
they're overdosing. It's their fault for overdosing.
then the Mexican cartels,
Isn't
cartels
it
are,
isn't it the drug addict's fault for overdosing usually?
so why do you have El Chapo in jail? Let the guy who go home, the Mexican guy. Why you arresting the Mexicans for
Because he's
something they
doing
do?
more than just because he's doing wrong too. You target them for doing whatever wrong that they're doing, but you don't call them murderers just because the
Trump just
addicts are
designated. No, Trump just designated the cartels in
right.
Mexico as terrorist
Shouldn't he
organizations.
have done that?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Nice.
w-
And he's
you know,
not for this opioid stuff either. He wants to deal with that problem too.
of course, any American
Yeah.
wants to. You don't want people to die in the street.
And I think he'll actually do something that's good for it,
You could do too.
as much as anybody can, because
We have
really
to
that
do.
comes down to the weakness of the people.
No, we could do two things too. First, we have to bring preventive programs, and we have to treat our addicts because if there's no demand, we don't need supply. It's the demand that's bringing the supply. And you know what
Right.
we do? We give them weapons. All these guns they have. There's a lot of weapons
The
going to
cartels.
this. Yeah, from American cities. I mean, the whole idea is that bottom line is, I understand what Trump is doing about corruption, but it's all symbolic. Even those executive orders he signed, 80, maybe 70%, they go to the next room and they throw them in the garbage. They have no teeth. They have no nothing. He could do it the right way. You have Congress, you have both houses. You could do everything the right way, nice and quietly. You don't need to be on the headline every night telling people, oh, look, we found $8 billion. Then the next day you have to take it down because it was a lie, because it was a misinformed. You're firing people. They fire people who are responsible for nuclear weapons, and they have to go look for them and rehire them.
That's okay. That type of stuff happens. That's no big deal.
But that's dangerous stuff to happen. You should know better.
I don't care about that. I think
There's a way to do it.
you're
What
falling
you
for
got
the
to do is
propaganda, calling it
no,
chaos.
no. You already have cabinet heads, right?
Yes.
Tell Musk to shut up. Okay, the cabinet head.
No, I
need
like
you.
Elon Musk.
No, but you already have people confirmed by Congress. They could do
Yeah,
that job.
they're not
They
as good
could
as
do it.
Elon Musk because Elon Musk has run huge companies and turned them
He is the
profitable.
biggest. He's the big profitable.
Yeah.
He gets $38 billion a year from the United States. I mean, he has gotten I think $38 billion in the last 10 years
See?
from governments.
Yeah, that
He
means he's smart.
subsidized his companies run on welfare, corporate welfare.
I know, but corporate welfare,
but
they
it's
actually
okay for
make something
him.
of value.
But God forbid some lady.
It's not just him though. He has a lot of employees across all of his companies. It's making a lot of value for like the whole
So is the
United
federal
States allegedly.
government. So is the federal workers. They pay taxes. What do you think? They don't
No,
pay
the
taxes?
federal government doesn't do anything worthwhile. The federal
Well, no,
government is doing a whole bunch of wasteful stuff and stuff that you and I wouldn't even really agree with. You would agree with more of it than I would, but
Of course, no. Nobody wants corruption.
Yeah.
Nobody wants people to steal money because.
I know, but it's not
no,
just corruption. It's like the false values that they
First
promote
of
and
all,
all that.
there's no need to give $1 trillion a year to the defense industry. We don't need to. I mean, who are we? I mean, what are we getting invaded by Mars?
I
We
heard that
spend
they
more
cut
than-
a little bit of the defense stuff.
They're not gonna cut. You're gonna see. They're scared of the military. Watch when they do the budget. They're gonna give them the same money and they're gonna give them extra.
Well, you want the military to be strong, but
They
not
can't
spend
pass
it on
an
dumb
audit.
stuff.
They can't pass an audit. What kind of Pentagon is that? They have never passed an audit in the last 10 years.
What do you mean by that? What audit?
An audit, like where the money is. They don't know
Oh.
where the money is going. Remember Rumsfeld before 9/11? He came on TV. Said,
Donald Rumsfeld. Yeah.
yeah,
I
he
remember
says
him.
there's $2.3 trillion missing in the Pentagon. Next day the buildings go down. Then everybody's busy with the buildings, and that $2 trillion just disappeared. There's a lot of money being robbed and stolen. America, I'm telling you, America is a rich country.
Right.
There's so much thievery and
I'm with
stealing
you on
going
that.
on.
Yeah.
Because if we were poor, we'll notice who's stealing. But there's so much money, a slush fund going on.
Exactly.
We just printing money. Now, what I'm saying is that, let's say now you have these cabinet heads that you just confirmed, right?
Uh-huh.
They could ask the agency, listen, cut all the fat that we have in the agency. Give me a list of people that I could lay off that we don't need no more. You do it in a humane way and you do it the right way. Instead of having this guy yesterday in the cabinet meeting, he's talking while all the cabinet all listening.
Good.
I don't
Because
understand
this
that.
is Trump. This is Trump. This is what
I want
Trump
to ask you
wants.
something.
He's the president.
I want you to be honest with me.
Yeah.
Do you believe in democracy?
No.
Then that's why we differ, me and you.
Because democracy means mob rule. I believe that we elected Trump, and we overwhelmingly have elected Trump, including you. You even voted for Trump.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is that
And
we don't believe in
because we trust Trump to do what's right for the country. And
Okay.
Trump is using Elon Musk as his hammer or a chainsaw to take cuts on the evil federal government that's over bloated and undermining him and undermining us, we the people.
You're gonna see all the stuff they're doing is illegal, and what's going to happen?
We'll find
is-
out. They're winning a lot in court. A lot of the
No,
court.
they're just passing them down. It's gonna be up to the Supreme Court. Not the problem we're gonna have is this.
Well,
is what
but
the
now you're
problem-
trying to predict the future. I'm talking about right now. I'm
Well,
talking
that's
about
what-
I
they're
like
not-
what Trump is doing and I like what Elon Musk is doing overall. You can quibble
Yeah,
about some
okay.
stuff. You can have some little criticisms here and there, but a lot of this stuff that you're saying, I believe
How
to
was the
be
chat? The chat are
propaganda.
probably hated me today because I'm talking, but you guys,
No, no, I mean
uh,
the chat agrees with you. Some of them about the
what
Zionism
I'm
stuff.
saying is that we could do all this stuff without the fanfare, without Musk, without that. We could do it through our.
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
a.
but I'm just glad it's being done.
It could be
'Cause-
done
but
better.
it
It could
hasn't
be.
been done better for like the last in our lifetimes.
I just told you,
You and I have been in the country for many
Bill
decades,
Clinton,
and
Bill
nothing.
Clinton, Bill
Yep.
Clinton was getting service, and he still got 350,000 out of the service. You know what I'm talking about?
Right,
It's a
right, right, right.
family show, right?
Yeah.
I think more presidents should get the same service. Maybe they'll do better because he laid off 350,000 from the federal workforce.
Hopefully we
That's
lay off 2 million
yeah, but
because then they
you could.
can like go in and do something that's actually valuable.
Yeah, you could do that. It's okay. I mean, it's okay to lay off people that you don't need. That's
Right.
I was in business all my life.
Yeah.
I'm a business-oriented person that how to have his efficiencies. If there's too much workers, you have to get rid of them. It doesn't make no sense
That's
to
right.
pay more people sitting down doing the same thing. It's okay to do all that. But there's a way to do it. I didn't have somebody come from the street, some other customer who's tough, who used to have coffee every morning. I'm like, yo, Joe, can you go in there and fire my workers? And he's running around the aisle. Yo, you get out here. No, I'll do it. I'm the boss. I sit him down,
I
I'm
know,
a
but he
small
has
guy.
a lot of work to do, and
I used to
Trump
sit
knows
him
how to
down. I used to
delegate.
sit him down. I used to sit him down, listen, this is what I used to do. I swear to God. Listen, you've been working hard and we really love what you're doing here. Right now, business is a little slow, but your number is here, your phone number is here. We have to let you go right now. It's nothing personal, but I promise you that we get you back the first time we need anybody. It's a lie. I'm lying to them.
Right.
Yeah, but that's
So what
you see
makes
how,
you better than Elon Musk and Trump?
you see how I did it?
You did it face to face, but you lied to their face.
No, but you have to. I don't have to do to humiliate them. There's no humiliation.
Oh, Lord. These are
People
grown
are- these are-
adults. Everybody gets
these are
fired
people-
sometimes.
Hey, these are people like me and you. They have mortgages.
I
What
know.
they're gonna do? They're gonna lose their homes. They're gonna lose their cars.
Welcome to the rest of our world.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna
The
convert
government,
these people.
these government
Right
employees
now-
are overpaid. They get all these cushy benefits and all that stuff, and
Well,
the rest
pretty
of us
well,
don't
well,
get
well,
that
they-
stuff. Huh?
It's $40,000 a year or 50,000 a year. What do you think they're making?
I don't know.
These
Maybe.
are level mid-level workers. They're not going up to the big guys. They can get rid of the big guys. Okay, who've been there for centuries. Get rid of them.
Yeah, I know that's true.
What
You
I'm
can't-
saying is
you
that
can't just fire
you
some
could
of
do.
those.
Yeah, you could do all that stuff. But what you're doing right now, remember what I said about the rice in Africa?
Yes.
Well, it hasn't the opposite. Right now, what Musk is doing is converting more of these. Every time you fire somebody, you convert them to a Democrat. You
Well,
understand?
shame on them if they're that.
Listen,
fail-
they're gonna leave. Trust me. There's
Good.
a way to do it. We
I
have
don't
a
want.
system.
I don't want disloyal people in the Republican Party either.
Now I want to go back to the course. Let's say, you see, the problem with our branches of government, we have three, but who has the guns? The executive branch have the monopoly on violence. You understand? So for
Okay.
any law to pass, who has to enforce it? The president.
Yep.
So if it's against him, and he said, "Nah, I'm not enforcing it. I don't think I'm going to do it."
Nice.
Then what
And
happened?
that's what Obama did a lot, and that's what many presidents do. They don't enforce certain laws. For example, marijuana laws. They don't enforce the marijuana laws that are on our books because
Well,
they
it's
decide,
good.
oh, you know what, this is going to be too troublesome. They don't enforce our immigration laws.
Marijuana is better than cigarette, right?
I've heard that, but the point is, like, they don't enforce it. There are laws that the executive branch
They
refuses to
legalize
enforce.
it. They legalize it in New York.
Right.
Less crime, less drug dealers in corners, less shooting.
I don't know,
less-
man. That's not my argument. The argument,
Yeah,
the
but
point is,
what
the
I'm
government
saying
is
is
not
that,
enforcing the federal law. The
Yeah,
executive branch.
Well, they are enforcing. Well,
they're
the
ignoring.
crazy-
They're ignoring it.
No, they can't use banks. They cannot use the ATM machines. They can't take credit cards. They can't do anything that the federal government controls.
Right.
But what I'm saying, the overall, this is smart government. We live in a different age. We're not living in the what is it? Leave it to Beaver. Those days are gone.
Unfortunately.
With this, I live in a big city. We had all these guys who hang out in the corner every day selling drugs and weeds and all the stuff, shooting, crime, prostitution in our neighborhood. That's all gone. Because now it's legalized. People go to a store that is licensed by the state. The state collects taxes. New York collected $1 billion in taxes last year, and what happened is they they collect taxes. All that crime is gone. The government saves money. I have a son who smokes weed. You
Whoa.
know, no,
Doxed.
yeah, I was against it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was against it in the beginning.
Nice.
I was fighting him all the time,
Yeah.
but I couldn't win. I know I couldn't win.
Right.
But he quit smoking a long time ago.
Oh, good.
So I rather, when you think about it, I rather have him quit smoking 20 cigarettes a day to 30 cigarettes a day and get cancer, lung cancer, whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
and smoke twice a day. He doesn't bother nobody. He eats a lot of chips.
It
That's what
does.
he does.
Right. It bothers me.
That's
I don't like the smell.
oh, he does, my house, nobody does smokes anything.
Okay.
But he does whatever he does. He owns a business now. He smokes, like he's married to a Canadian girl. So I said, good. When you have to run away, at least
Oh,
we have
he's
a place to
grown.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's grown. I mean, my kids are mostly grown. I'm an old guy. I'm not young. I'm almost into my 40s. And I got married as a young kid. I was like 18 or 17. I got married. My father, he tied me up young because he didn't want to
Uh-huh.
lose me. I mean, we got to disagree a lot. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of Americans have not lived through failed institutions. And what happens when the institution just fail and evaporate?
But I
What you
think
get is
but
what you get is violence.
right, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying when the government breaks down, but I think
Oh,
that Trump is saving the government from breaking down because
man.
he's doing a lot because our we're heading for a cliff financially, right? Because we're in so much debt,
Yeah,
it's insurmountable, and the quality of the people was going way, way, way down because they were doing DEI and all that stuff, and he and
I agree with
Musk,
you. I agree with you that
yeah,
you don't need all that stuff.
and so
You know,
I think that I think that these are positive changes towards saving the country on some level.
yeah, it's okay. I agree with you, but there's a way to do it. We have we have the formula. It's not He's not inventing a new drug or a new vaccine.
Uh-huh.
We already have a formula. We have Congress, we have the Senate. You control both. You could get rid of USA through the Congress. You could get rid of through all these bureaucracies, all these institutions that are made up by Congress. You could get rid of them right now without looking like you're becoming a dictator. And you could do all that without all this craziness. You control both houses.
I'm
What are you
loving the
doing?
craziness.
Huh?
You
Well,
mentioned democracy, and then we can get to
democracy is necessary.
you can call in, guys, 1-888-775-3773, 888-77 Jesse, and talk to Omar,
Omar.
third rail with Omar. You mentioned democracy, and somebody in the chat said, I don't think Hake knows what democracy is. Democracy just means mob rule. The
Yeah, I know, but
majority of the people, but the majority of the people are not wise. You mentioned
yeah, but
how the people are more calm, supposedly, from taking marijuana and supposedly less crime. I don't know if that's true, but
it's true.
that just means that they're just comfortable slaves, high on pot, and just not paying attention to
They're
life.
all white. The most marijuana smokers are all white working people. I see them when they go
Yeah,
to these
lame-o
stores.
boomers.
What I'm
It's
telling
not
you
good.
is, you said is that doesn't. You see, I live in a city. I live in Brooklyn.
Right.
It's like the epicenter of everything that you guys hate in the Midwest, wherever you guys are.
Yeah.
And I see
Well,
the
I'm in
corner.
California,
Yeah, well, California, it's an open
LA.
state. Yeah, LA is like a big state. People don't hang. You have no transport. You have no trains. You don't have nothing that
That's
gather
right.
people. You don't have no public
That's
transportation.
right. We don't have to use that
Everybody, yeah,
stuff.
people don't even probably talk to each other. Just people just drive around all day. I
Yep.
haven't been in California, but that's what I'm imagining in my
That's
head.
correct. Yep.
Yeah, but we have 5 boroughs with 8 million people pushed into one place.
Uh-huh.
And as a person who lives in these cities, I notice the changes. I don't see a lot of people like I used to see when I go to the grocery store. When I go shop, I don't see those people no more. They used to sell weed and everything because they're out of business. They're out of
That's
business.
interesting.
And weed, I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything, by the way. People, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything. I drink coffee. That's my only addiction. 2 Dunkin' Donuts, a cup of coffee I make at home,
Uh-huh.
and that's about it. And I enjoy that kind of lifestyle. Now, I did smoke a long time ago, and I quit it. And thank God I did quit 20 years ago.
Nice.
But what I'm saying is that we're getting taxes. New York State has not fully put out the program. We only have like what 200 places that sells. We have a lot of legal places selling weed, but they made $1 billion in revenue, in tax revenue. Instead of spending that $1 billion to put these idiots in jail for selling $5 bags of pot, we're now making money. We're the drug dealers now. Now we're filling we're
We
filling
being
the
the
yeah,
who?
listen, we Westerns, we went to war. The British went to war with China because they were addicted to
Opium?
what do you call that? Yeah, when they wanted to stop it, they said no, you gotta stop, you gotta stay high, and if you don't not, we're gonna invade. And they invaded China just to keep them addicted to opium, so they could sell them opium. Let's not kid each other here.
Wow.
What I'm saying is that hey, God bless you, man. You're a good guy. What I'm saying is that there are certain things that they look bad, but when you see the overall thing, they do good.
But the
Now,
overall thing with pot culture is not a good thing because
my
people
community
are
hates that.
bums.
Muslim consider that a haram. Haram is like forbidden. I don't know how
Yeah.
you say it in English, like religiously haram.
Yep. Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand that. Meaning
yeah,
it's meaning it's no good.
it's forbidden in our religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand? Any drugs are forbidden, and they scorn against that. You got to understand. If you come to our community, I think
Are
it's more
Muslims
Christian.
against caffeine too? Coffee?
No, we don't know coffee.
Alcohol is alcohol okay
Our
at all?
country, we created coffee. You see the word mocha?
Uh-huh.
That's the port in Yemen, my country. That's where originally coffee came from, Yemen. That's
Okay, I
mocha
didn't
is the
know that.
original. Yeah, yeah. But
And how
coffee,
about alcohol and nicotine?
no alcohol. You're gonna get beat up. Nicotine,
No
is
alcohol
from
whatsoever.
what? You know what they
Okay.
do? They whip you. They whip you 80 times
Wow.
in
I
Saudi
mean, it's not
Arabia.
good to get drunk,
No, they,
but
they
not
have
even a little wine?
nothing
Wow.
for for well, they have, but in the hotels for like people like Americans who come from different countries.
Yeah.
But you cannot serve the general public that alcohol. And if they find that, you are going to be punished, you go to jail. And you're going to, especially like Saudi Arabia, they do whip you like 80 whips,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
But in Yemen, it's not a good. It's illegal. It's like crack to
Oh,
them
okay.
in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
How
you don't
about
have a lot.
cigarettes?
Cigarette. Middle Eastern people smoke a lot
Okay.
because they have a lot of problems, no jobs, a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
wars and
Stress.
things like that.
Yep.
But religious why the religious authority said that smoking is bad. It should not be. It should be forbidden.
Right.
First, it's a wasteful of money that you could give your family,
True.
and second of all, you're destroying your health.
Yeah.
That's how they looked at it. They don't look at it as illegal like alcohol that was done by the Quran and things. But they said that something that destroys your wealth and unnecessary.
Yeah.
If you're spending $15, $20 a day on a pack of cigarettes, and you're smoking 20, and you're killing your health, that's not anything that's destructive is no good anyway.
Yeah.
Even food,
True.
addictive. Our faith tell us, our prophet told us, we are the people who eat without being full and without being hungry. He said, we don't overeat. We should not be overeating food. You never overeat. You can't get up with your stomach go,
Right.
yeah, you understand?
Yep.
But all that stuff is, but to bring it back, I know. You see, this is the idea with the mega movement is right now. There's a war between the mega, the populist right,
Yep.
led by Steve Bannon, and the other wing is led by the technocrats of Silicon Valley, led by Musk and his cronies, the South African gang they call them, Peter
I
Thiel,
didn't
all this
realize
stuff.
there were sides with this. I didn't realize that Steve Bannon didn't like Elon Musk.
No, he doesn't like them because he knows what they want to do. They want to turn the United States into feudalism, into a technocrat feudalism. It's a thing. It's called techno feudalism. Look it up. Where the whole idea is they don't believe in government and democracy. They believe that CEOs should control the state.
Hmm.
You understand? Look at the word techno feudalism. There's a book about it. I
Okay,
read about
so
it.
yeah, democracy. And I'm not
Steve
for
Bannon said. Steve
I'm
Bannon said, "Listen, we have problems, but we don't want no feudalism. We want our republic. We want our institutions. We got to respect. The only thing we have issue is with these liberal idiots and this other fat that we got. I don't know why this America's fascination with that with home with that other stuff. I don't understand
with
that. I
what?
mean,
What other stuff? America's
you know,
fascination with what?
the LBGT stuff. I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
there's so many. I was reading. You can look it up. The General Z, Nursing Z.
Yes.
24% identify themselves as LGBTQ.
You know what? I don't remember whether that's the number that I saw recently, but it is high. It is ridiculous. It's out of
It's
control.
weird. It's weird. The problem
Yeah.
is that I'm going to tell you what was going on. You have a lot of young men, even the transgender. Most men are transgender to women. These are guys who are incels or have no jobs, who are confused. They can't go. They have no. They are in their mother's basement, and they're like, yo, I need some attention here. Maybe I'm a woman. That's what I'm. And you want to go
That's
on
not all.
TV.
That is not all of them, but there's probably a lot to what you're saying. It seems cool to them, and they're
Oh, they
bored.
made it. They made it cool.
Yeah, right. Which is
America's about
sick.
fads. About fads, the styles.
It's just
The
a
new
fad.
pants.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's what it is. And kids like, oh, yeah, well, I do have those tendencies, sometimes.
Yeah.
And
It's
they start to
insane.
believe it. They start to believe it.
It's a shame.
Imagine walking around with a wound between your thing.
Yeah,
It's a
terrible.
wound. It's
Yeah.
not a vagina. It's a wound. They have to.
I know.
I know it's just a family show,
Right.
but they have to put something there to keep it from closing all the time.
Wow.
Now,
What a
what kind of
mess.
lifestyle do you want to do that to yourself?
It's a sick
make
world,
it-
man. It's a sick world.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. It's
I'm
a
going to be
shame.
honest. I mean, we could say that now. Before they had a lot of censorship.
Right.
I remember Robert Noy. He said something. They almost took away his channel.
Yeah. Well, I
you know,
I don't know what Elon Musk's underlying motives are, but what he seems to want, which I agree with, are to fight against that woke mind virus that you just described about the LGBT stuff, and to
Yeah.
make America great again, along with Trump. And I agree with those things. If he has some ulterior motives about making all
No.
these tech billionaire people run the show, I'm not with that, of course. When
Yeah,
I say
you
I'm
know,
not for democracy, I mean that I don't want the majority of the people to rule over the decent people. Because there's decent,
okay.
sensible people who don't go along with what with the majority, because the majority
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be fooled.
Yeah, I'm going to defeat your argument. I'm sorry.
All right.
The last 7 elections we had, or the 8 elections, the majority Republican president did not win the popular vote. So the majority did not rule.
Right.
Because they
Okay.
won by the electoral college.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So the minority won.
Good.
You understand?
better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what do you complain about? You're doing all right.
No, that's why I say that I'm not for democracy.
You need democracy. Trust me. That's the
No.
only thing that's gonna. Trust me.
Why?
If you don't have no law and order, if you don't have your branches of government working like a clockwise, like
Right.
a clock, without laws, there's chaos.
No,
Once chaos-
when I say I don't want democracy, I'm not saying that I don't want laws and I don't want our different branches of government, because those have nothing to do with democracy.
They
Those we
do.
had before. No, those are the republic, the constitutional republic that we set up.
So what do you want,
But they wanna-
monarchy?
I want the sensible people voting, and the senseless people not to be worrying about politics anymore. It's not good for them anyway, and it's not good for the rest of us either.
80 million Americans don't vote. So people.
Yeah,
vote
we
who-
need to make that. We need to increase
Yeah.
that number. It needs
Yeah,
to be
yeah, no.
like, I want it to be like 200 million Americans don't vote.
Yeah, but you need consensus. Yeah. the
Right, but
country
a lot of people don't even have any good sense to give a proper consensus.
No, but you see, the president Trump, when he was talking the right way, he won the Muslim vote, he won the Hispanic
Nice.
vote, he
Yeah,
won
yeah.
the black vote.
Yep.
People come. People, you don't count these people out. Once you say
Right.
the right thing, once you say the right thing,
Yeah,
and you talk to their values, they don't care if you're white, you're Republican or not. No, they're like, I want to be part of that.
right.
That's what I want.
See,
Yeah, I want my kids to learn right.
I'm with you on that.
This guy is crazy, but he's saying some of the stuff that I like, so I'm going to support him.
Yeah.
Hamtramck is a city in Michigan. It's all Yemenis and Arab. It's a majority. They're the first Muslim community that endorsed Trump. They invited him. Trump came.
Nice.
Trump is a good businessman.
Yeah,
Trump is me, and me, I am Trump. I'm a businessman.
yeah.
What I'm saying is that he's a real estate guy. He sells stuff. He had Like the example, some people say, "Oh, he's lying." He's not lying. That's what he does because he was selling apartments. When you sell something or a building, you don't go, "Oh, my building's no good. You know, it's only worth $1 million."
Right.
Listen, this
You list
building is
off the
worth.
good aspects and the
Yeah, well, he
potential.
goes, in New York. Listen, listen to me. This is Trump talking right now. This building, the Saudis, they want to give me $10 million. But I don't want to give it to the Saudis because I want to give it to you an American because you're an American. I like you. So just give me $9 million and we're good. But the value is only $6 million. Did he lie? Yes. But he says he wants to sell his product. If he could sell it for more, that's what he does. That's what he's good at.
Yep.
He's the kind of guy who could go to a pizzeria and look and give out pizzas and be amongst the people, or go to McDonald's and give out those French fries. That's why he won the presidency instead of that idiot they had walking around like a robot. What's his name? Kamala Harris, whatever the hell.
Right. Yeah.
She's the most hateful, disgusting, but the kindest they ever had. The biggest idiot.
Yeah.
What happened is Trump is good. He could do that without all these guys. He could do his. He likes to capture like the news cycle. He loves that. He wants his name and like he'll say something crazy. Like the other night said, "Well, we could give the gold card. People will pay $5 million and they could have a green card in the United States." The problem is we already have something like that. If anybody invests $500,000 in America, they are able to get green card. The people don't know that. And the reason he did that is nothing. He just do it to win the news cycle. People, oh, look what he's doing. He's selling citizenship. He's doing
Right.
that. But he just wants to be in the news. Oh, we're going to take over Gaza and it's going to be ours. It's all BS talk.
What do you
we're
think
gonna
about that? I'm interested to know what you think about this
Of course
Gaza
not. He's not going to
situation.
take over, guys.
Oh, so you were not offended by that? You were not overreacting to it? You were not, oh, Trump is a Zionist?
I was the only time I was offended is when he had that mass murder and Netanyahu next to him, and he was saying that next to him because he's going to give him ideas. The United States is not a country that takes over land. We have a continent.
Right.
I mean, we could give away North Dakota and South Dakota. We don't need all these Dakotas. We could have one, all the stuff. But the way he's saying it, we all laughing.
Nice.
Us there.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because I didn't necessarily take it seriously.
You're not going to get rid of 2 million people. They're going to fight back. That's what the Middle East is, where empires goes to die. Trust
Wow.
me. Every empire have died. Genghis Khan, Napoleon,
Really?
everybody. They've all been
interesting.
defeated in that area. People are not going to just leave their. But okay, I have an idea. The best way I'm going to say, okay, Donald. So you want to take Gaza? Okay, I have an idea. Why don't you take these 2 million people and relocate them to South Dakota or Wyoming? These are states that has only 700,000 people. Okay, bring them to America since you want. How you don't like immigrants, but you want to create immigrants for other countries? This is the first of all.
Right.
Why would you, after the murder and killing of 50,000 people and the destruction of their homes and cities and 20,000 children being murdered in cold blood by American weapons, you want now the final solution is to evacuate them and get rid of them out of that insult to injury? We're going to take their homes and their properties and send them out as refugees to other countries.
I mean, those other countries, they claim that they support Palestine. So
Yeah, but they don't. We support a lot of countries, but we're not going to take them.
I know we shouldn't. I'm not for it either. But the problem is that these are like a problem people. There's
No, they're not. You know who the problem people are?
Israel.
The Ashkenazis who came in boats from Europe, unwanted, kicked out, murdered, and burned to death in your European countries.
Uh-huh.
We took them in as refugees. We gave them place to sleep. We were the only people who accepted them. Nobody wanted. Why do you think
Who,
the
Yemen
Holocaust
or the
happened?
Middle East at large?
No, the middle in Palestine.
Oh, okay.
What happened was, what they say the Jewish Q, what's that, the GQ they call it, the Jewish question in Europe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The problem is Hitler was saying, take them. Britain said, we don't want them. All the European countries, we don't want them. America returned the St. Louis boat. Was full of Jewish. They turned it back to Germany. Nobody was taking them. Only the Middle East. Palestine was saying, okay, come. They gave them houses. They lived in their houses. And when they turned the tables on them, they kicked the Palestinians out of the houses that they gave them to live with them. They were living. These are evil
Right.
people.
I don't know if
Now,
I don't know the truth or
it is
falsehood of
true.
that.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I don't know. And
I promise to God, Every time I say something in
Yep.
this show,
Yep.
I will not lie or try to score any propaganda points just to look good.
All right.
What I'm talking is that I'm going to be talking to you from historical facts by Jewish scholars like Elon Pepe, if you want to look at them.
I know, but
Jewish
you can't
scholars,
necessarily trust even the Jewish scholars because they say propaganda too.
they told the
But
truth
but
because
my point is whether that's true or not, I'm gonna like let you have the point. But
okay.
let that be a lesson that we shouldn't be bringing in people into America because these people
Yeah,
don't
you don't need
appreciate
to.
it. And
No, you.
just as you claimed that the Ashkenazis who went into the Middle East didn't appreciate it, and then they took over, and then they have this thing. But you can't deny that my original point was that the Palestinians, they can't run their own country. They have Hamas is a problem. Hamas is firing rockets into Israel
You know,
constantly,
I don't
and
want to
so they're a
get.
problem.
I want you to look into this.
Uh-huh.
Hamas was created by Israel as a counterpoint to the Palestinian Authority, who was secular. You know, they're secular,
Uh-huh.
they
The
don't believe
PLO,
in.
is that what that was?
Yeah. They accepted Israel. They in the West Bank. They have like they want to make a state that like they're secular. They're not really. What Israel did say, oh, we need an enemy for these guys. They created Hamas. They were funding them into the last week before they did the attack.
Didn't they? But wasn't that because they had to fund the Palestinian government? They were helping to
No,
fund the Palestinian
they were
government, and that
propping up
is Hamas?
the whole idea is divide and conquer. You heard of that saying, right?
Yeah.
So Netanyahu's idea is a strong Hamas will always hate the PLO.
Okay.
They will never get together and make a state. So we divide them, and that's it, and it works for both. But what happened is Hamas turned the table. They were taking the money and building tunnels. They were getting ready for war.
Wow.
Now, Hamas did not lose the war. You know that, right? They
This
didn't lose the
war
war.
right now between Israel and Hamas?
Yeah, they're still there. They're still in power. What Israel did is they declared war on the civilian population. They destroyed schools, colleges, universities, houses. They destroyed cities for no reasons. You know why? Because they're cowards. They don't want to fight ground war.
I
They
can't
just
blame
use
them. Like, who wants to
because
fight a ground war and you
because
get your
they're cowards.
troops killed?
They're
Hey,
cowards.
hey, but cowardice or not, I'm alive. I'd rather be alive and a coward than
Well,
than
you're killing
brave and
innocent.
get myself killed by Hamas
But you
in person.
kill. But do you have the right to kill 15,000 children? The average age is from 1 to 7 years old. You're
From what
killing
I
kids.
hear,
America
that's
does
sort
not
of
kill kids.
propaganda because
It's not.
a lot of times I've heard that Hamas embeds themselves in the civilian population. Is that true? Is that false?
You see the videos they have? They were blowing up. They blew up 12 universities. There's nobody there, and there's no Hamas there because they weren't there. They put the dynamites and they went into the buildings and everything.
Okay.
So I could see if Hamas they could have shot it from the air and blew up all the universities. They
But
were
is it
trying
true?
to.
Is it true
They
that
were.
Hamas embeds themselves in the
They're not
civilian
because
population?
it's a civilian resistant movement. It's not an army. So the people are resisting an occupation. So they are the people.
Oh, okay.
But
So
what
then
happened
so
is,
then it's not really civilians; it's civilian army people whom they're killing,
yeah,
and
but
then
they
there's
know what
civilians among them.
they know what they are. And they had this. There's a program they had called Daddy's
But
Home.
you haven't really answered me directly.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Is it true that Hamas, the fighters, embed themselves amongst the people who are not fighters?
They lived there, but Hamas were all under the tunnels.
Is
They
that
didn't
yes? Is
fight
that a
it.
yes? I
Did
can't
you
tell.
see? No, no. I mean, they live there. It's a 350 square mile area. I mean, they have to be in there. I mean, it's not a big. Gaza's not big. It's 25 mile by 5 miles. So it's about 350 square mile. We're talking about a small area here.
Right, but that
With
doesn't
2
mean
million.
that
Well,
that doesn't.
it's too many.
So is that a
It's too,
yes? They are embedding themselves among the civilians.
they could be in there, but they did not actually on purpose fight from buildings, or they fought the Israelis face to face. You
So
saw
they're
the
doing it.
videos.
So they're doing it, but not on purpose necessarily.
But they can't do it. They have to be there, but they're not doing it. They're not saying, "Well, we're gonna hide in this school." And
Because
fight the dude.
because I think Hamas is maybe smarter than you, or smarter than you're letting on, because I know that it looks bad when you have civilians killed, and then you as Israel start to lose the PR war because it's not good publicity, it's not good public relations to look like you're killing a bunch of kids, and so everybody
Yeah.
says, oh, it's a genocide when so I'm not necessarily fooled by this stuff. I'm not saying that Israel's right for doing it, but I'm not
let's
saying
say,
that Hamas
okay,
is right
Brooklyn.
either, or that the civilians are.
Okay, Brooklyn has
Shouldn't Hamas be taking measures to protect the civilians? What the heck?
yeah, yeah. I live in Brooklyn, right? There's
Yeah.
2.8 million people in Brooklyn. It's a fire. It's not. This is just one borough out of five, right?
Uh huh.
Let's say we have a resistance to the U.S. authority, right?
Yeah.
Now, we have special forces, and we can get these people without doing all that damage. Israel is a very smart country. You saw what they did in Lebanon. They decimated all the leadership of the Hezbollah with lighters, with things like that, with those
Oh
what
yeah,
do you call
yeah,
it?
yeah. The
They could
beepers,
do
the
it.
beeper explosions and
So
stuff.
will America come and just destroy all of Brooklyn because they think we're in there and kill everybody with those? It doesn't make no sense. This is all a Zionist talking
Yeah, I
point.
mean,
Oh, you're invaded.
I grant you that what I said is a
I'm going to tell
talking
you.
point that I've heard from the pro-Zionist
Here's the
people.
solution. Here's the solution.
Yeah.
We could prevent all that stuff. Just accept international law, give these people their homeland, and go back into Israel and build Israel. Let them build Palestine, and everybody lives happily after. Israel is fighting to assert its occupation against the native population, while the native population is fighting and saying, "No, we want our independence." These are not the American Indians. You're not going to get rid of them. No, native, you give them chicken pox. They will be there. Imagine for
Smallpox.
yeah, small. Imagine Israel has been there. The Zionist movement have been in Palestine for 75 years or more. And when you go to count the population, there are more Palestinians than there are Jews. So Israel has a dilemma. I told you that
Yeah,
before.
yeah. You told me that before.
Yeah, that's why they said, "Oh, Trump is going to deport 2 million people." That's what we wanted. Thank you. And you think they're going to give America Gaza? Crazy. And it is what it is. I need you guys. I need Christian evangelists or Christian Zionists.
Uh huh.
There's 40 million of them. Why don't you support the Christian communities in the Middle East?
No, it's not
Why
just
don't
the
you?
Christians. I support the
No,
Muslims and the Jews too. I
no,
like
no,
them
no.
all.
Forget. No, no. I'm not talking about talking. I'm talking about food and
Oh,
money. Invest in them.
I don't
Invest in
know.
these communities. You had almost 3 million Christians living in Iraq pre 2001, right? They live in middle class, living side by side, doctors, scientists, military people. You declare war on
No,
Iraq,
yeah, I like some of those Middle Eastern countries.
yeah, and you lost now 1.5 million. They ran away. You have four Christians in Jerusalem and Hebron and Nazareth where Jesus was born. Well, instead of giving $100 million to the Israelis, why don't you help these Christian communities, make them strong because they are becoming extinct in Syria. Why aren't you helping your own people?
Fair question, man.
Huh?
I have some calls in super chat. I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer because
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying
about
is
this
that,
stuff.
oh, you're so occupied by helping the Zionists so you can bring on
It's not that I
the
want to. It's not even that I want to help
not you,
Israel.
not you. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the Christian. Not you. You're a good guy. I'm talking about these misled Christian Zionists. Help the Christian people. Oh, if you love and you want to bring Jesus, don't you want Jesus to come and see Christians in Jerusalem and Nazareth where he was born and the Middle East?
Yeah.
And
I
people fail. Many of the movements in Palestine were led. George Habash was a Christian movement, the PLFL. He died already. Were Christian freedom fighters. Palestinians were fighting, or Christians fighting the Israelis. And they had these organizations. They were fighting. They died. They were hunted down.
hmm.
The Ba'ath Party, the Ba'ath Party that Saddam was part of and all that. The Ba'athists, you heard of it? The guy who founded was Michael. I think his name was Michelle something in Arabic. Michael, we call him Michelle or something like that. Was founded by a Christian Arab.
Hmm.
So Christian and Muslims have a good relationship in the Middle East politically. Even with Jews, Arab Jews, we had no issue with Jews and Arab Jews. Even until now, we're saying is to the Ashkenazis, go home, go back to Poland, go
Oh,
back to
come
the
on!
United
But
States.
they've been there for generations now.
No, no,
You got to
no.
live with them.
The Arab Jews, they are more than welcome to stay there. We love them.
What about the
and
Ashkenazis?
the Ashkenazis, they have to get out there because they have both hate,
I don't know, man.
terrorism.
That's
They have both hate. There was no terrorism before they came. The first terrorist act was done by the Jewish terrorists when they blew up the King David Hotel in 1936.
this is all.
You didn't even.
I
Arabs
I
didn't
might
even.
have heard something to that effect. Yeah.
No,
Okay. Crazy.
we don't know what terrorism was. We don't even know what nationalism was. We don't. You know, before the American,
I
the
don't.
British
I
came in.
doubt that it was all peace and love back before them, before they
No, no,
came,
we had
man.
no nationalism because the Turks occupied Arab for 800 years. We didn't say, "Oh, these are Turkish." And we had no issue. We didn't know what the idea of nationalism is.
I
You
got to get to
understand?
calls. I
I
have.
want to. I love your calls. We got to give. That's the whole idea. That's the bread and butter of the show.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's
And
see
I do
what they
have
got.
super chats for you as well. So
Oh, what's
one
this?
eight eight eight
Family.
775 3773. Pombo in Greece is on the line here, and then I'm gonna have to wrap it up early with you because I have other callers who are not related to anything that you're interested in.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, it's
Pombo
all
in
right.
Greece, thanks for calling and holding, man. You're live with Omar.
Yes, hello, Hake, and hello, Omar. Thank you for accepting my call.
Yeah.
I wanted to respond to some part what Omar was saying. For example, he was saying that the Christians and Muslims have a good relationship in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Well, they have the worst relationship, which you can imagine. The Muslims even have the worst relationship between themselves, with the Sunni and the Shia and the Alawis. They hate themselves to the core. So you can only think about it, how much they hate the Christians, and for sure also the Jews. And I have been to Middle Eastern countries. I have been to Syria. I have been to Egypt. And when I saw these countries, they were so dirty. I have never seen something in my life. And it's the culture. It's not, people are saying they don't have any money. They don't have any education. There is a country called Bosnia in the middle of Europe. It's divided into three governments, into the Serbian, which is Orthodox Christian, to the Catholic, which are the Croatians, and the Muslim Bosnians.
Yeah.
You can go from one state to the other in a couple of minutes. It's so near. This is the same government. It's the same money they're receiving. And this Muslim side is so dirty, it's rubbish, full of rubbish. Well, when you go to the Catholic or to the Orthodox, it's like heaven. So it's culture. We cannot say people are like us and should support them.
I want to ask you something. What happened in 1990 in Bosnia?
In 1990 was the biggest lie by Clinton, which he originated to destroy Christians.
You're being dishonest. The Serbian ethnically cleansed their Muslim neighbors for 3 years. They killed men, boys. They actually hold on.
Muslims tried very much to be a victim.
One at a time.
Not a victim.
Let me hear
his fact. What are you talking about?
Yeah, let me hear Omar's story, and then you respond, Pombo.
In 1990, when the Yugoslavia collapsed after Tito died, when the communism collapsed, the Serbs, who are mostly in the military, and the Muslims, who are actually the Europeans, were mostly teachers and civil servants, they were murdered, killed, hunted, the children. They actually raped women on purpose, not to kill them, just to get them pregnant, so they would live with the stigma of having children from their enemy. Germany took 9,000 bastard kids. Bastard kids Germany took.
Go and Google now, Omar, Bosnian Mujahideen. They were literally ISIS. It was ISIS. Everywhere
they had to fight you back.
Islam militarizes ISIS.
You know why the Orthodox hate Muslims? Because we destroyed the Byzantine Empire. We destroy you guys, so get over it. We took you over, Greek, we took you over, we ruled you for 400, 500 years. Look at you. You're only 4 million people. After centuries, you can't even make no babies. You can't even make no babies. You're upset because the Ottoman, you know what the Ottoman did when they took over Constantinople? Because they actually put
Constantinople?
They put wood and they put the boats on land. Rolling boulder birds on land, and they took over. The nastiest, most disgusting
when you go
people.
To Turkey now, it's the dirtiest place ever. It's very stinky. It's a very dirty place. But
it's
I wanted
not
to
stinky.
talk about the second thing.
Which country is stinky?
I don't know. He's talking about this guy.
Turkey.
Go to
Turkey.
Muslim countries are very stinky, like Pakistan, Afghanistan. Everywhere you go, you will. If a woman walks there, she will never have a nice way of walking there. It's so stinky place. Even for a man, it's
Have you been to
Place
Dubai?
go.
Have you been to Dubai? Have you been to Qatar? Have you been to Saudi Arabia? You can eat off the streets.
My
Hold
friend,
on.
Dubai is
Dirty,
the least
dirty.
Muslim
I'm going to take
country.
you to California. We
Is
have
the
Skid
least
Row. We have
Muslim country.
70,000 Americans living in the street. Is America
No,
dirty?
no. Saudi Arabia is the least Muslim country ever. That's why they don't even mention Gaza or everything. They don't care about Islam at all. Money is their god. So you cannot claim that it's a Muslim country.
Okay, I don't want to, since you're a hate caller, I don't want to, I want to apologize for us destroying your empire and occupying you.
It sounds like you guys are attacking each other kind of personally.
No, the nastiest Christian are the Orthodox Christian toward Muslim. They are the nastiest. Because they're so hateful, because we destroyed their...
Is there any truth to that, Pombo? Is there any bitterness in your heart towards the Muslims because of that history stuff?
Yeah, we destroyed the whole...
no, my friend, let me tell you regarding the Muslims. I think everyone is of hate. Everyone who is angry is of hate, is of his father, the devil. If it's the Christians, if it's the Muslims...
I want to ask you...
The fact that the Muslims are incapable of doing things, it's a fact.
I want to ask you a question. How long was Greek occupied by the Ottoman? How long? How many centuries?
Many years, 400 years.
Well, but you still speak Greek. We never took over your language. We never enforced anything on you. See, you still have your language. You have your culture. We are the only people who never tried to teach you other people's language. You see, so appreciate that at least. You understand?
Yes, my friend, because they were able to free themselves at the end. That's why, my friend. The cultures of the countries remain.
You didn't free yourself. They lost the war because they were allies of Germany in World War
But
I.
let me go back to something that Pombo said.
Yeah.
Isn't it true that a lot of these Muslim countries are like dirtier and not well kept? Other than like the ones that you named, you mentioned Dubai and some of these other countries that are very well taken care of and very well run. What is that?
Okay, let me tell you something. Every Muslim prays 5 times a day. They have something called, they have to wash between their legs, their buttocks, and their front. They have to wash their mouth, wash their hands, wash their face, and clean their ears 5 times a day. Now, if that's dirty, we don't even use toilet paper, okay? Because we don't walk around with toilet paper in our butts. There's about 2 million people who showed up in the emergency room with the toilet paper buttocks in their butts because of infections. We are the cleanest human beings on earth.
No, I know, but some of these countries, is it true that some of these countries are dirty that he's described?
What country is dirty? I don't know. Which one? Give me a name.
Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya.
Afghanistan is one of the most...
Lebanon is a full trash. They don't have trash places. They throw the trash on the street. It's normal. It's the tradition.
I want to ask you a question.
It's the tradition.
Hake, you live in California, right?
Yep.
Skid City, how many people are homeless in cabs?
Skid Row is disgusting. It's ridiculous, out of control. Yes.
About what, 70,000 people there?
Yeah, they're liberals. It's the liberal religion.
So if I came there and saw that, I would say, "Oh, America is a dirty country." Will that be fair?
I think it would be kind of fair. America has gotten dirty.
No, the 50 states. I'm going to lump all 50 states.
I mean, in general, like we have a dirty problem in America. It's ridiculous. It's out of control. I wouldn't hold that against you. Yeah.
Okay, then we're in the same issue. We don't have no homelessness, but we have issues. It's dirty. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is the cause of that, though?
What?
So you agree that there is some dirtiness in some of these countries that
I don't know what dirtiness is to him. They don't have big buildings and things like that. They live in small houses.
Not, he said stinky and trash everywhere. They don't have a place to manage the trash. And he contrasted the Muslim group with the Orthodox and the Jewish group.
Greek is 4 million people. Pakistan is about 300 million people. It's crowded. Maybe I heard in India they shit in the street. Excuse my language.
Right. There's some of these different cultures that are just
what
not
he's saying
clean.
is that I'm from Yemen. I'm a poor country. My country is beautiful. I mean, we have all these mountains.
Is it well kept?
Like that. I mean, it was well kept. I me't it's a third world country.
Okay.
I mean, we put a tie on the country every morning when it gets up, or what? You have trash in the street and things like that, but it's not. If it was so dirty, then you have diseases, right?
Right.
So we don't have these diseases.
Okay. How about crime? How about a crime problem?
There's no crime. You know, the pedophiles, they get shot right away in 3 weeks.
How about theft?
Theft, we don't cut off their hands no more because
No, my friend, no.
the United
It's
States tell us not to do
violence?
it no more. Huh?
Violence?
Everybody, well, it depends. In Yemen, everybody, it's like the South. Yeah, everybody has guns.
Okay, so it's
So,
not. So there's not a violence problem if
There's no
if everybody
crime
has
because
guns.
everybody has a gun.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So if I'm walking around with an AK-47 and you're walking around with an AK-47 on our shoulder all
But
day,
Pombo's point is though that there is a problem in
Pombo is
cultures.
biased. He's biased.
Whether he's biased or not, I agree with his
No,
point that there's a problem in different cultures.
Yeah, it's different, but our culture is a clean culture. Our religion is clean. I mean, if I told you I clean myself, I'm in the United
No,
States.
I don't need to know the details anymore. I heard you the first time. But the
Not
point
that,
is,
but
like,
you have to understand the lifestyle is.
whatever, man. You sound
You
a
understand what
little
I'm saying?
defensive. You sounded like you snapped
Not
back at him
defensive
and
because
attacked
I
him.
know what he's coming. Because I know I already had debates. The Crucible, other show with Andrew
The
Wilson.
Crucible. I was on there too before.
And I had other debates. Mostly every time it's an Orthodox Christian, they are bitter and they are hateful.
All right, but you
because
may
they-
be bitter and hateful too.
No, I'm not because we won the wars. Why are we
Well,
gonna
I
be-
know, but you're
we-
responding so viciously towards.
No, because he said, "Oh, they're dirty." How do you? These are third world countries, but sometimes maybe
Third
they don't
world
have
means
a good.
dirty, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they're not walking around naked like in Africa. They're not walking around naked. I mean, maybe
I know, but dirty is still dirty. Last point, Pombo, and then I got to move on. Go ahead.
and we don't have the same eating
Yes,
habits. The people don't.
I wanted to tell the last point. Can I quickly respond only with one sentence? Omar, you don't need to defend your country and your culture only because you are part of the culture. It's like the blacks,
I know where I'm
they
from.
are
We have a rich
making
culture.
tattoos and wearing Africa chains and having African music just because they want to identify with their culture. Why don't they identify with their country, America? But my second part was the United States should not interfere in any country. We should not care about Jews, about Arabs, about Christians. We are only for ourselves if we are Americans. The Jews for themselves, the Yemenis for themselves, the Palestinians for themselves. Nobody should go in another country.
100% I agree with you. Foreign aid is bad. Foreign aid makes countries addicted to American money.
Yeah,
and they don't become independent in their decision makings. And when America gives them money, they have these small, well, you gotta have the LBG too. I mean, we can't give you the money if you're not giving these people the right to cut off their penises.
Yeah,
that's what America does with the money. We don't need that. I agree with you. Foreign aid, there's a different. U.S. aid is different, and foreign aid is different. Foreign aid, you're giving them money and weapons that you should not be given. U.S. aid, you're just helping people maybe open wells, water wells, or prevent disease or Ebola, or prevent the widespread of, because disease is a global thing. If we prevent it in Africa, we keep it from coming to the United States. See how it started in China, then we got it. You understand?
All right. Thank you, Pombo. Appreciate your call. Great call. Interesting.
Yeah, but they're bitter. Orthodox Christians are bitter.
All right.
It's okay. I understand. They took a beating. It's all right. What are you going to do?
Get your shots in, man. I have some super chats related to Omar, and then I'm going to wrap up and then get to other stuff. Okay. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, I saw one come in, at least, for Omar. And then over on Streamlabs as well, Lin Yen Chin says, Lord Goodhair, Yemen has an average IQ of 62.86. I don't know where he got that number. That sounds low. He says it hurts to hear your guests make hype-driven LARP mess, live-action role-play mess, and act as if this is intelligence. Even their top 0.1% average, 92.86, which is still dim. Jason out of Buffalo is more intelligent than it. Get rid of it, says Lin Yen Chin. And so he has no patience for you.
Did you understand anything what he said?
Yeah, he said that you're not intelligent and it's hard for him to take it.
All right, so now, and then everybody's an idiot to him.
Yeah, true. Thank you, Lin Yen Chin. Terry bought a coffee. Shout out to Omar. Hey, please tell Lin Yen Chin I am a female and count as white. Thank you. Nice.
Say shout out. Thank you. See how the females love Omar?
That's
They know
right.
I look handsome. I look handsome.
That's right.
Yeah. He's jealous of me.
Yep. Someone
Yeah,
bought 5
ching.
coffees. Omar, here's a question for you. Thank you, someone. If I showed up at your house and returned $14,000 to you, would you be happy or be mad that someone's found $14,000 that belonged to you? $4.7 trillion divided by 330 million citizens is what Doge find at one place. And Elon's the problem, laughing face with tears coming out. Typical liberal. So no Democrats at fault. Liberals, foreigners, democracy is just a synonym for communism. 51% controls the masses. I like Omar, but today's show definitely shows his true colors, says someone.
What do you say? They found $4.7 trillion?
Yeah.
I would bet $10,000 right now that's a lie. And I will send it to you to any charity you have. Hake, I
Okay.
promise you that.
Okay,
These
cool.
guys, they don't know. This is
Send it
all
to
false
Bond.
information.
Okay. And then if he's wrong, I'm not taking a side, so I don't lose anything.
You know,
with
you know
your
how
bet.
much 4.7? That's our yearly GPT. They found it. Where they found it?
I don't know.
In the backyard in the White House or what? Come on. You got to use your brains. Use your brains, people.
Okay, so if it turns out to be verified by who has to verify it for you to believe it?
Doge.
Doge has
I'll
to
take their
verify
word.
$4.7 trillion, and it can't be removed from the Doge website. Is it the Doge website or is it just X? Is it Twitter?
There's nothing there. There's not even there. Doge website doesn't have it. I don't know where he's getting information from.
Okay, all right.
You know, I respect you, your Hekwa, but you need to get the facts. Don't believe in symbolism. You have to read and look around and get. Sometimes even read the opposition. Sometimes
Right.
you might get a little cookie here and there of truth.
Yep, that's for sure. I'm with you on that. Well, I guess I got to wrap things up because I want to get to. I have a limited time and I want to get to other callers and stuff. So tell the people how to find you, man.
Well, I'm Omar on the third rail. I'm gonna put this. I have permission to put this on my channels. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the reason I did this is because I want to re-energize myself and go back to my channel. So I'm going to use you as a launching pad, your
Sweet.
channel. I appreciate you. I appreciate your audience. We could